Hello viewers, welcome to AP's Undergraduate Examination Revision Pulse. Today we shall discuss femtosecond lasers in ophthalmology. The visible spectrum of light is from 400 to 700 nanometers. The next larger wavelength range is the infrared range, which is divided into three regions. The wavelength of the femtosecond laser belongs to the near infrared range with a wavelength of 1053 nanometers. It delivers ultra-short pulses in the order of femtoseconds, where 1 femtosecond is equal to 10 to the power minus 15 seconds. So, how does the femtosecond laser produce its effects? When a femtosecond laser is fired at a tissue, it is absorbed by the tissue, resulting in the formation of plasma. Plasma is the fourth state of matter, distinct from solids, liquids, and gases, that consist of positively charged ions and free electrons. This plasma rapidly expands to create cavitation bubbles consisting of carbon dioxide and water vapor. The force of formation of a cavitation bubble causes tissue separation. This process of conversion of laser energy into mechanical energy is known as photodisruption. The light pulse is focused onto a small spot for disruption of the target tissue. An application of contiguous pulses results in adjacent cavitation bubbles to coalesce, resulting in a plane of cleavage. This is how various incisions are made by the femtosecond laser in ophthalmic applications. Applications of femtosecond lasers in ophthalmology. Femtosecond lasers are used in refractive surgery, non-refractive corneal conditions, and cataract surgery. Coming to its uses in refractive surgery, in femto-LASIK, the femtosecond laser creates the corneal flap instead of the microkeratome. Hence, it is also referred to as blade-free LASIK, the advantage being a decrease in flap-related complications. It can also be used to make arcuate incisions in the cornea to correct astigmatism. In SMILE, the sculpting of the intrastromal lenticule can be performed with a femtosecond laser. Femtosecond lasers can be used to create intrastromal channels for intrastromal corneal ring segment implantation and for presbyopia correcting corneal inlays. A new procedure for the treatment of presbyopia is intrastromal femtosecond laser presbyopia treatment, where the laser is used to create a multifocal cornea by making a series of intrastromal corneal ring incisions at different corneal depths. The pattern for presbyopia correction consists of 5 concentric rings that are cut in an area between 2 and 4 millimeters from the line of sight. For non-refractive corneal conditions, it can be used in all types of keratoplasty, where precise corneal cuts may be made in both donor and recipient corneas with minimal tissue injury. When used in penetrating keratoplasty, it is termed femtosecond laser-assisted penetrating keratoplasty or FAPK, and when used in anterior lamellar keratoplasty, it is termed femtosecond laser-assisted anterior lamellar keratoplasty or FALK. Femtosecond lasers can be used to obtain corneal biopsy specimens for diagnostic purposes. They can also help generate second harmonic generated signals in the cornea, which can be imaged to study collagen organization. In femtosecond laser-assisted cataract surgery or FLACS, femtosecond lasers can be used to make precise corneal incisions instead of the blade or keratome. They can also be used to make precise capsulotomies of predetermined size, which is centered and round. The nucleus can be fragmented with the help of the laser. Subsequent steps are of course performed manually. The advantage is that even very hard nuclei are fragmented very easily. Advantages of femtosecond lasers in ophthalmology are they can replace the blade in many situations, thus reducing mechanical errors, less traumatic to the tissues and so faster healing. In femto-LASIK, a perfect control of the flap diameter and thickness and a reduced incidence of flap complications like buttonholes, free caps, irregular cuts, etc. In FLACS, there is a decreased loss of endothelial cells as compared to conventional phacoemulsification. And in keratoplasty, there is faster wound healing, earlier suture removal, better donor-host matching, and reduced astigmatism. Coming to the disadvantages, it's expensive and therefore not freely available. Suction is applied to the eyeball, which results in very high intraocular pressures. Thus, complications such as optic nerve damage and retinal artery occlusion may occasionally occur. If you like what you saw, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to never miss an update from AP's Ophthalmology Pulse. Look forward to regular updates. Thank you for watching.